Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm Forgotten Dreams, and I'm joined by a lovely cast of people. We are going to start off with Azzy.
Hello, I'm Azzy or Azira, and I'm playing Cecilia of Montfort, who is a Semish.
Fantastic. And totally will not nom you, because she's angry right now. Next up, we're going to go to Shannon.
Right, now I remember.
I'm Shannon, and I play Cassandra Cephalthino Topgar, who her heart is going thump-thump at the moment. Totally not one of the reasons why Celia may or may not be angry. Innocent here.
Totally innocent, 100%. Next up, we are going to have Seth.
Hi, my name is Foriel. I'll be playing Ajala, and I'm totally the reason why Cecilia is angry.
Absolutely, 100%. You are the only reason, right? Last but not least, Mel.
Hi, I'm Mel, and I play Chimeg, and I'm a little bit angry as well, or annoyed.
Somewhere in between. We'll find out. Either way, Seth, if you want to take away with the viewer warning, and then we'll have Azzy. You have notes, so Azzy, I'm going to force you to do the recap of what happened over a month ago, and why you're in a cave with your mother.
Also, yeah, they really have fair reasons to be very fucking angry. Besides that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Children of the Cup. We are a Vampire the Masquerade game. Vampire the Masquerade means vampires, nom nom, very dark, bloody creatures in the night. So yeah, be forewarned. We're playing vampires, which means we might make some very not so fun choices. Body horror and all that kind of nasty gore stuff might be a potential thing during the story and the game. So if you're not fine with that, or you feel like, I don't necessarily need to hear this part, feel free to skip out for a bit, as in take good care of yourselves first of all. And I need to breathe while talking. She has a point. So, welcome. Take good care of yourselves.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Jazzy, take it
all
away.
right. So, recap. This recap will probably be a little different because I don't remember everything. We started at least that we just went to meet Bartholomew. And basically, the key points of that conversation was relay what we had done a bit. Like the thing we did with Habiba and stuff like that. And he had just received Habiba through this well we threw her in. And yeah, for safekeeping. And to keep away from Adjala for not eating her, I guess. I guess that is the greatest threat to her now. We learned something. We learned a little bit about Drusilla, which basically is the warden of Ephron previously, that is now taking over the whole thing. We didn't learn that much, more that she lives outside of Jerusalem near the Damascus Gate. But Lufri or Kotar probably knows more, as they have had contact with her before. We also asked about the Dung Gate to get some form of confirmation what is going on there. And he believed it's because of a grave. Which grave depends on which religion you think. If you're a Christian, you believe it's the grave of Jesus. If you are a Muslim, you think it's the grave of Muhammad. We don't know which grave it is, but that is apparently what's causing this confusion or state of area that is, very strange. And there are other Canaanites there, like Kotar, that wants to find out. He wants to find the grave. That's maybe his life work at the moment. Who knows? And then we started talking more about the Children of the Cup. We wanted to learn more things, and he told us a lot of more things. We can start with the new rules of Amaranth that we know. If a Canaanite Amaranth, a Children of the Cup, they die. If they eat blood from Children of the Cup, they start to act weird, like they have just eaten from a Fae, meaning they taste very good and they become high and probably want even more because it's nice, I guess. If a Children of the Cup Amaranth drinks another Children of the Cup fully, then the soul will be absorbed into the body and both souls will be inhabiting the body at the same time. This apparently is not a stable state, if I remember correctly, because you become crazy and maybe eat more and then it just self-implodes. It's not a power-up to eat another Children of the Cup, even if it might feel so in some strange way, as you apparently probably get all the power as both souls are now in you. We learned a little about the Simukata family. This is the best note in my note, by the way. I have typed only, we learned some about Simukata family, but not enough. It is perfect. I don't actually remember what we learned, but apparently not enough.
It had something to do with Jasper.
It had something to do with Jasper. It was basically the family line and stuff like that, and trying to piece that together. I just love my note, though. Well, then we learned about a group that is called like the White. I think the whole group is called the White Tree of Saxon. Or was that the place that they came from?
I believe the group is
right.
the White Tree of Saxony.
Yeah, and they are a specialized form of Canaanites. Well, they are Children of the Cup Canaanites, but their task is to make sure it stays a secret. So they are specialized. Well, they have specialized people that go around killing Canaanites who knows about the Children of the Cup, because that is a threat to to the Children of the Cup's existence. These can even kill other Children of the Cup if they are also a threat to the Children of the Cup status quo. It seems to be some more of leeway there, like you maybe can talk your way out of it. Probably not so much talking your way out of it if you are a Canaanite who's not the Children of the Cup. So we also learned that there is a and death squad that normally travels by bird form. And just before this, Chimeg had seen 3, falcons, I think. It was falcons, right?
Yeah, it was Falcons.
Yeah.
Was-
And one of them turned, I think one, or if it was multiple, turned into Canaanites. And she was like, yeah, we found 3, there were 3 Canaanites in bird form. And then it was like, then Cecilia got a bit mad and rushed out. Not mad, but she was afraid and started to rush out. And people followed her because she wanted to get to her mother before the death squad come, because her mother had been speaking kind of openly, at least in their presence and in semi-private situations about the audience. And like, if you're in the know, you would know that she's probably leaking some information. And so they rushed there. We got to there before she was dead because no one had attacked her, and we dragged her out from the garden, basically down to our hideout, in order to a hideout in the well, to the west of the city, north of the Jaffa Gate, if I remember correctly. And then Cassandra got scared as well because she also had someone to talk to. So she dragged Adiala with her. And they rushed over to Alexis and for some reason told him everything about Children of the Cup after some questions in order to protect him from Children of the Cup's Canaanites who kill Canaanites who knows about Children of the Cup.
Because that makes sense.
Also, it comes to the situation.
He was researching. Oi.
It's my recap, okay? We also learned that Cassandra had been some form of dating Alexis without telling anyone. It was a bit unclear how this dating, how near that is or not, but at least Cassandra seemed to
Courting,
be.
not dating.
What do you say?
Courting, not dating.
I don't know.
Modern terms.
Who knows? And they told him that and told him to basically don't look up anymore in this and stay safe. And then they rushed off. And they rushed back to the well where the caves are. And we all met up there. And it was a bit hesitant to reveal all the information, but all the information was revealed. I guess the Cassandra's involved, how close she was with Alexis was not really revealed, but there was it was revealed, if I remember correctly, that they had some of connection, that they have met behind the scenes, because I think Adiala shared that even. I'm not 100% sure exactly what the words were. That is one of the reasons Cecilia was a bit confused and upset. And the reason she went off in the start is because basically Adiala took every situation he could to declare, but I know a solution to this white tree of Saxon. What if I eat Habiba?
If only you had let me eat Habiba. That is basically what he suggested at the very end of the last episode, which was a fair reason for both Cecilia and G-Meg to sort of go.
Guys, I have a very crazy idea that I just thought of. It's this thing that I've been saying for several days. Let me do that.
Yeah, so...
Diallo's idea of being sarcastic didn't really gain him any favors.
Not at all. Either way, we pick back up. With all of you down in the caverns underneath the well and the outhouse. There is, of course, your local school of bats who are eagerly just watching from a distance. I believe there was like a very, very brief discussion with Zutu while you were down there, but I don't entirely remember the details of it. I think it had to do with as to whether or not the cave led to any... Hello, cat. Led to anywhere.
That's a conversation we had way before.
Yeah, I think that was before we went to Habiba.
Mixing up my cave encounters. There have been a lot. There have been a lot of things that happened in the cave. Either way, Cecilia has separated herself a little bit from the group, and Sophia has recently just brought up that maybe we don't talk about Habiba, because that's a bit of a touchy subject at the moment, and it could take a while before Cecilia decides to calm down from your sarcastic joke, Ajala.
Joke.
Everyone making air quotes. I love
Yes,
it.
absolutely. So who wants to pick up first?
Cassandra would probably move to join Cecilia's vicinity.
All right. I guess she will look over her shoulder as she hears you approach, unless you're sneaking.
Not sneaking. She'll just kind of sit nearby in your vicinity. Are you stood up or sitting down?
Yeah, let's say that I sat down. I don't remember. So I'm sitting down, little away from the group.
Cass will sit by me.
Cecilia is silent, like she's either enjoying the silence or waiting for you to speak first.
I'm so relieved nobody was trailing Sophie.
Yeah, me too. How are you feeling? She says, looking sincere in her question.
Still a bit frazzled, shaken, but the necklaces, and she just looks over like the skills. I mean, we were lost as children of the cup for a while, right? Can't say there can't be others.
No, it most likely are others that are lost as well.
So, want to do a worst case scenario kind of a thing. Would hiding a necklace like that under their skin maybe protect Sophie, along with the mark? You know, what used to be on her.
So, it was hard to hear. Did you say that I would... Can you repeat what you said? Yes, I didn't really hear it.
What's the
Because
last thing that you heard?
Yeah, it was just cutting in and out, so I heard, but you said necklace and then something about the lip with the mark. What did you say in conjunction with that?
She said with Sophie's talents, if we're still concerned somebody might be following and looking in that regard, perhaps we could have her hide one of those necklaces under her own skin and hide the mark that used to be on our lips somewhere on her persons for them to pass to the children of the cup, if worse comes to worse.
Creating a fake
'Cause-
mark. That could be something. It is not a bad idea unless, well, they might have other ways to also determine. It seems that our blood and even aura is different. But it wouldn't hurt, I guess, she says, looking over to her mother in the distance. Yeah, it's better than nothing. It's a good idea.
And they would only look for those things if they were a part of that. Nobody else would think to look for that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have some ears to the ground. Maybe they were here on some other business. Nothing to do with any of us.
If they even are the Death Squad, you'll hear from further in the cave. We haven't
mean-
determined that yet.
True, I mean, birds are quite a, useful means of transporting, eh?
The
It's just,
coincidence is indeed very telling.
Rather be over-prepared and regret it later.
We have to assume that they are the Death Squad unless they're proven otherwise, and we cannot confront them in order to try to find out.
But the question remains how.
I don't think we can. We just wait until they leave, or if something would come up.
Alright.
Well, I'm sure whatever any of you decide will be best. So, I guess the real question is, are we going to continue thinking about leaving? Or at least me leaving? Or can I go back upstairs?
What time of the night was it when we ended last time?
We're gonna say it is early in the night, and it's like 10:35 p.m.
Should at least stay here for a night.
Does that include for the party, or do I at least get to go to that?
Is the party tonight?
A few hours.
I forgot, pushed that out of my mind. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, one advice is it'd be weird if we suddenly don't turn up.
I think our absence would be noted.
Fine, we go then.
Should we take Cassandra's idea first and make sure that if they check Sophie, at least seems at superficial first glance that she's one of us? It's not about. It sounds like a great idea to me. I don't know. What do I know? But still, it's at least one defense against them.
Or it's just a giveaway that she knows
And maybe in
and
time.
find out that she isn't one of us.
It's quite a long bit of scrutiny for someone to look over someone in that manner without causing grave offence, especially for one such as you, Sophie. I don't think they would risk it without cause, without owning a lot of wounds.
Then again, if she walks in daylight and she is marked like us, it would fool me. I may not be the smartest of the entire bunch, but
Celia's rolls her eyes.
Daylight will only be walking around in daylight if necessary.
I think
Until things are closed
repeated,
down.
repeated exposure to walking around in daylight might be best. There are rumors of those amongst us who are able to pull off rituals that can allow us to do so for a night, well, for a day, I should say. So, the issue becomes I would then be known as someone who walks around during day.
consider as well how we attacked last night, or day, I should say. The one thing these hunters would have as a massive advantage over any Cainites is daylight. I'd wager they'd hunt during the day, potentially exposing Cainites to the sun as a means of destroying them,
It would be quite effective.
and it would instantly make them aware of whether or not they are one of us. Because dragging one of us into the sun wouldn't do anything.
Have we sort of honed down on exactly how the necklace works? You mentioned, Cassandra, possibly embedding the necklace underneath my skin. Does it need to have interaction with sunlight beforehand for it to work? Is it...
I do not have a clue how these necklaces work, but what I do know is that at least if someone partakes of our blood, they can also walk in daylight, at least for one day.
Me as a player does not remember that it was that.
I did state that.
You stated
I
that,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, but who said it? Did you say it?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I meant who
I
told...
stated about the.
Okay. Where did you learn that?
No, I stated that in regards to Alexis, and that's what I said. That was why. So last episode, so that's why Cecilia was worried, because she said Alexis was researching about how he was able to walk in daylight, maybe thinking about Faye, but because of that, I knew he would continue researching until he got an answer. That's why Cassandra spilled.
Yeah, I do know that it has been said. I still don't know where this information comes from.
Alexis
I just said it
Alexis walked in daylight.
after partaking of Cassandra's
Oh,
word.
okay, I see. Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah, that's true.
Well, that would cover partaking of blood. That doesn't necessarily cover wearing a necklace with
No,
blood
I
in it.
don't have the foggiest how that works.
Still a bit of a grey area.
I look at Chi-Meg. You found him. Do you know anything more than...
I just know what the note said. And I was basically only that you would be able to walk in the sunlight with wearing it.
It's
Didn't
a bit
specify
of a risky
more.
one to test out, but...
The thing is, we want to stay hidden from all other Canaanites that this is, so we can't just start doing plans in order to show that you walk in daylight anyway.
Perhaps not in Jerusalem, but perhaps
We,
outside
we
of
wouldn't
Jerusalem.
actively show it, it's just a precaution.
I also have a hard time believing that these hunters mainly attack during day, because that would tell the world that they are Canaanites walking in sun and killing others. I would think that
No,
they probably...
could be a ghoul.
I wouldn't say it
Also,
could be
it
a
would-
ghoul. I would say it could possibly be religious fanatics. I mean, we have, at least from what I'm
Plenty of
told,
enemies.
have had enemies with religious fanatics who have hunted us during the day in the past, mainly in Central Europe, though. I don't know of any cases here in the Middle East, but I'm sure there are organizations of some sort amongst the Muslims, Jewish, and Christians.
Like the Bishop of
Probably
Durham.
a prime example of someone who's been converted into the act of hunting us, yes. Although I
It's
don't
not
think you
only-
could frame it on Duram.
There are so many powers out there that can determine if a kindred had been at the place or not. As we all know that we spent a lot of time trying to hide and seeing how it had happened, why wouldn't this be something people could find out?
There are, yes.
I guess they
Have-
would do in the daylight if they believe they won't win otherwise to make it, but I can't think that it's the main way to do it.
An important question, though. How do we appear through those abilities? I believe you speak of the abilities of the Tremere when it comes to such things, or individuals very powerful practitioners of aspects.
Yeah, I don't know how it would turn out. It seems to have a different aura somehow.
So, the question becomes...
Something to do with witches, I think. And she'll kind of
I-
look
I
to
don't know how
Cassandra.
to alter that.
Maybe in time we could learn how to alter or disguise auras in various ways.
Sure,
That-
but
That would
is
require
time.
research and time. Yeah.
We don't know what these hunters might have as tools in their box, as it were.
No, there might be other magic as well, or powers.
Quick double check out of character to sort of make sure that I'm. Did she mention that note that in the tomb that it was clear that they wanted the Children of the Cup necklaces and stuff to go out to other kindred, but they wanted the secret to come out? Did Chimek specifically say that bit?
Yeah, I do believe she said that, but it was more that they wanted to build a bridge between like kindreds and children of the cup.
Is that
then they
to
want to
remind
start
people of that thing? Maybe. But like other people who are higher up in the Children of the Cup, or maybe other Children of the Cup members who have similar beliefs. Do you still have that note, or did it? I don't remember if you said it disintegrated or not. I don't remember.
I think it was still in one piece. I'm just unable to read it, except if you were the first one
Yeah.
to touch it. I
I
believe.
think
So you can still read it. Okay.
Would this order consider the individuals within the catacombs extremists, though?
Possibly.
I don't know. But again, something that will take time. But it's a start, some seed that we can sow. But we don't know much about Children of the Cup as is. We only just learnt about this Death Squad. We only just learnt about certain rules. We didn't know how much this had to be kept secret. We didn't know about the consequences until a few hours ago.
Well, I don't think we can go up to the Death God and say, we found a tomb with dead Cup that told us we should all be friends, and think that's gonna work out.
I
I
doubt
didn't
it
say
would.
that, did I?
Maybe it's just my Discord, but for me, Cassandra
Everybody's-
is cutting out all the time.
Yep.
It's a bit hard
Okay,
to
give me
follow.
like a second.
Sorry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after we try and fix some technical issues. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We have fixed the technical issues for now, and return back to the scene. I apologize for interrupting. Let's go.
What was the last thing we said?
I don't know.
I think that Cecilia said a bad taste joke, I guess, that, yeah, I don't think you can go up to the hunting squad and tell us that some old children of the cup in the tomb told us to be friends, and it would solve anything.
Probably outcasts or some particular group. We don't know what their status was or how they were viewed by others.
Again,
It,
it's just an idea for us to sow the seeds for later.
I mean, I could find it reasonable that because of how that whole event ended with them in the tomb might be part of why there is a death squad now trying to protect it. So it might even be very inclined in their motives to make sure none of these things get out. For the same reason they died.
I would also dare say that there's probably Boniface as a main reason for them being here. He's literally been digging.
That
Yeah.
might be.
Yes, but
It-
Boniface is currently out of the city, at least from what I have heard, still engaged in Karak.
Yeah.
That's probably even better then, if we can just find them and point them his way. They get out of the city, hopefully.
Well, you forget that we don't want Boniface to die, as we want the Christians to win this. So it's not. I guess it's better than the alternative, but
Yes.
it's still. I don't want us to interact with them in any shape or form. Because if we interact with them, they will scrutinize everything we are connected to. Why wouldn't they?
So we're just gonna not take a side at all?
We are not going to interact with them, is what I propose. We try to keep out of their business. We are just Canaanites.
So, question: what happens when they come to you?
What do you mean?
Well,
Means that they seek us out.
Yeah, if they seek us out, then it's bad, and we should plan for that. But I don't think we should seek them out.
absolutely, darling. But just for safety's sake, let's say we go to the party, or even sometime after the party, when we are at your usual place that we never change whatsoever, the Painted Lady, and they walk through the door, this will be a little bit hard to avoid.
Treat them like anybody else. We only knew about them a few hours ago.
I am not
So-
entirely understanding of your policy of when Canaanites walk through the door, because I have not been around you all for that long.
Well, we wouldn't know a K-Not on sight unless someone, she smiles to Ajala, does their magic. Most of us wouldn't be able to tell the difference unless we were at a K-Night only party. Besides, I think Chimek, you're the only one who got a good look at them, right? And even then, that was from quite a distance. Would you recognize them if they were walking down the street?
Probably
I think
not.
the Jala also saw them just
Oh.
birds turning.
DM might be
Falcons.
mistaken here, but I believe the only view that you guys really got of them was like silhouettes on the walls of
Yeah,
Jerusalem.
No, you're
After
right.
they
You're
shifted.
perfectly right.
Yeah.
I
So,
might be able to
let-
recognize them in Falcon form. But
They had been tailing
no,
us for a
not
while.
anymore.
And unless they look like the witchy thing of the aura that Ajala can see, we wouldn't be able to tell. And again, they might just be K-Knights flying in for the party. They might not be this hit squad.
Also, didn't Vampire Daddy tell us that they are part of like a cult of the cup?
Yeah.
As
But
in they
effective.
might be looking. If they come and find us, they might be looking to recruit. What are we gonna do then?
I think that whatever happens when they come, we try to first just be Canaanites. Don't disclose anything. If they push it and can somehow say we know you're children of the cup, stop fooling around. Or if they maybe try to kill us, we can tell them like, don't kill us, we're on your side or whatever. And then we start to still don't claim that we know anything about them, and try to just trying to diffuse the situation. And if they come to the point that they want to recruit us, ask for time, that we want to talk together and stuff like that, so we can make a new plan. And I think that's I don't know what else we can prepare. I guess in worst case, if they see they won't leave unless someone dies, yeah, then throw Boniface under the bus, I guess. Under the cliff or over the cliff or something.
The cart.
Under the
Under
cart.
horses.
Under the cart. Yeah. Under the carriage. There you go.
Under the
Under
carriage.
the carriage. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be a total waste.
So you just starts having a nosebleed for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is certainly a plan, so, alright. I take it I should actually put on my dress for the evening. I should not pack any bags for Vienna or anywhere else, as that is out the window
That
now.
would be obvious.
I should probably not stay down in a dank, dark cave and far away from where I am usually known to be for, suspicious sake.
Well,
That
you
being
are
said-
out hunting werewolves, right?
Not tonight. Tonight I will be on the arm of Ezekiel, going to a party.
I see. Wow.
Yep. So this was kind of a plan that was already put in. Sorry.
Yeah,
Kinda-
no, I didn't just know how you were gonna get to the party. I was more thinking of. Oh no, never mind.
No, I mean, it certainly makes me look. What's the word for someone who works too much and never has enough fun?
Alcoholic?
Responsible.
Workaholic. Or responsible.
She says
One
she's
or the
smiling
other.
a little.
Jala raises an eyebrow.
It makes me look as both. If I am out before the party is set to begin, hunting werewolves, as it were, especially since I would want my beautiful bodice to survive the encounter, presumably.
I still want to kill those sisters.
That
Yep.
is a
There's
discussion
still a-
that needs to be had, and also a plan that needs to be come up with, I believe, with Black Blood, in conjunction. However, I believe we have been having some rather turbulent issues rising these last few nights, so we haven't exactly gotten there, sweetheart. Also, I've just noticed the cat on your chest the whole time. God damn it.
He just claws on.
So, which way was the porta potty again?
He points to the ladder. I guess.
Thank you. Should answer me that way.
I mean, there's still an option to just leave the city, or just all of you want to stay.
That looks suspicious. Very suspicious. Tonight of all nights. And she begins to climb the ladder.
I mean, if they don't find us, it doesn't matter if it's suspicious.
Bob's about halfway up. Fair. Continues onward.
Just given up. Cecilia's just given up and trying to stop anyone to doing anything at the moment.
Bit of the creaking of the wood as she climbs her way out. Hello, Light. How are you? Are you okay? Great. Could you turn back one? No? Okay.
Is Sophie alright? She's talking weirdness.
Yeah.
No, the lights in my house just flickered on and off several times and just decided to die suddenly, so.
Spooky.
Disappears into the night.
Oh.
So we've got a party to get ready for, if you were all still game.
Yes. What weapons would people bring to this party? Does anyone know if you're allowed to bring weapons?
Do I know if you're allowed to bring weapons to this party?
The answer to that is yes. You are not supposed to bring, like, pole arms or any of that shit to a party, but long swords, short swords, totally fine. Especially decorative pieces. Those are very, very, very heavily smiled upon. or if you have a really cool mace, that's great as well. Just nothing that's specifically battlefield specific.
She will recite that info along, and don't worry about presents. I've got that sorted. I will do once I go and retrieve them.
Really? No proper arms?
It's a party, not a fight. I know you can't always tell the two apart, but you will still have fun. Okay?
Silver armor, and he shows his armor. A bit too obviously. It's shiny, it's silver. I figured this would be fancy. Fine. I don't know what to wear in that case, but sure.
I mean, there must be some Canaanites who come in armor because that's the only way they actually move around. Isn't there? I don't know. Does everyone dress up in this city?
If you want to wear silver armor and stand out, it's your prerogative. I'm just reciting what little I knew about the etiquette of this party.
Yeah. Will you bring any weapons then, Cassandra?
Nope. Not even my little trusty knife. That'll be staying underneath my pillow.
Isn't that dangerous if we might be attacked?
I wouldn't bring a weapon to this party.
But some will, because ornate pieces and things like that.
Party. Some people show up wearing dresses, some people show up with fancy swords. That's not my style, though.
Fancy sword like we buried the one.
It wasn't fancy. It was engraved, but not fancy.
Okay.
You're not using that as a costume piece. I will disown you for a while if you do. We
Wait,
buried
if I
it
do
for a
what?
reason. If you dig out the sword that G-Meg buried
no.
just to wear to this ball.
No, I'll just pick a normal longsword and the proper dagger that I've got of the Simulcata family.
Now, if
dagger
you
will
really
be-
want to show somebody up with a weapon, you just bring the sword of holy fuck.
Yeah, but G-Mag has that, so
A party poop. That's gonna destroy the party in a good way.
and all the vampires there.
Mag is
All
muted.
right.
I think you
Whoops.
muted G-Mag. Yeah.
I was saying we can just take out the whole vampire clan that's there in one.
That would be so mean. If you're still carrying that sword around, or did you store it somewhere?
I think she's carrying it.
Yeah. Jell is glancing at the sword.
She's not. She doesn't have it in her. She has it in her bag though.
Backpack. It will probably stick out, but yeah.
Well,
Or maybe it would.
Adiala, do you want a short sword or a long sword?
If we're going to be inside, a short sword might be more interesting. It's more maneuverable. Ugh,
Alright, I will fix the weapon for you.
I need clothes though that are fit for a party like that.
Yeah, you fix the clothes, and I will fix the weapon for you.
Thank you.
And she still sits there on the cave floor.
Jala just stands there, sort of looking between Cassandra and Cecilia, sort of wondering what he's supposed to do next. Like a lost dog.
And then she starts to, pull up her shirt a bit. And then she starts to pull her fingers into her own skin. and starts to do something under her, body. And this can be done in one action, but I will choose to do it in a long way so I can make it fancy. So I will describe later what is happening. But she's sitting with her fingers inside her own skin at the moment.
That seems kind of private, and I start making my way out of the cave.
Which way are you going to take?
I'm probably going to try and climb for the actual well.
Okay, give me a... Okay, first roll of the night. Here we go. Strength athletics.
Oop, oop, oop. Strength athletics.
Oh, that's
As
right,
for
I'm in
the
dark
result-
mode, so it's fancy. 4 successes. Wow, that's not pretty. That's pretty good. Yeah, with relative ease, you manage to climb your way up the wall and out the well. There is, of course, the odd scraping of fancy silver armor as you climb up, but overall, nice show. When you get up there, before you make your way to the Painted Lady, when you get up there, you would come face to face with Batu.
Hello, Batu. Keeping
She
guard,
just
are we?
immediately starts sniffing all around you.
Yes, yes. Your mistress will be up shortly. I'll pat Batu on the head and sort of start walking to the Painted Lady.
Okay, Batu starts following you.
Or that, sure. Gonna have to remove a bit of armor. Also, are you farting? Oh,
Cocks
dear.
its head up at you, opens up its mouth, lets out its tongue a little bit.
Yep. He's farting. Thank you, cat. That was great.
More confused noises from Batu.
Yeah, let's get rid of the armor, get into something more comfortable, and find a tailor or something.
Okay. So, that is Ajala's plan. What is everybody else's plan still within the confines of the cave?
Fingers in skin. Something is moving around in her arm.
Cassandra will give like a little squeeze on the shoulder to Cecilia. I'm going to get a few things sorted, and I'll assume we'll meet in the Painted Lady. She'll look over to Chimeg. Are you right with your own preparations, or do you want to come with?
I think I'll be fine. What's the... You said it was... I don't remember exactly what she said, actually. Do you bring ghouls, or... What's the...
With gauze, I wouldn't recommend it because be quite openly fed on potentially. It look like you're bringing food. So again, do so at your own risk. But some people might drink, and some people might have a crunchy nibble. He might, not have a few fingers or a brain or a heart afterwards. It's up to you.
What the fuck?
That doesn't sound nice, Cecilia says, but she seems to be in pain as she's doing this.
Don't knock it till you tried it. But yeah, no.
I mean, aren't the ghouls still her property? Do people just ignore that?
I think if you bring a ghoul, it's seen as you're contributing to the feast. Unless you want to state explicitly multiple times in a night, not for feeding, but again, that's your prerogative. I'm just giving a suggestion.
Alright, good to know. Oh. When is it?
She'll state, and she'll she'll state the time and state the place as well, in case people run over time and we don't get the chance to meet at the Painted Lady before things go into full swing. But no harm in being fashionably late.
You will say the exact time comes out to be exactly midnight. That's when the party starts.
So in like 1.5, 2 hours?
Yes, exactly midnight on the fourth full moon this month, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And Cassandra will too climb on up, because she needs to get some presents and stuff before she gets ready.
You taking the outhouse, or are you going to take the wall out the well?
Which way's quicker? I'm guessing outhouse.
They're both equidistant, really. It's just one has a ladder, one requires you to climb.
Okay, I'll go the other way if there's no time difference in it. I'll go along. Like, which one's closer to where I want to go? I need to go see my. I can't remember his name because it's been forever. My not quite yet a goal. I need to get the presents sorted, and then get changed. Maybe pre-drink with Alexis. We'll see.
Closer one for that is going to be the well.
Okay, we'll do that then.
All right, strength athletics.
And I actually have athletics now. See if it does me any fucking good. No! Fuck you! Fine, I'll go the other way.
Yeah, you start trying to climb up the wall and try and make your way out the well. And you get like 3 feet off the ground before you're just sort of clung to what little bit of the wall you have gotten a hold on, and you're looking for the next thing to grab onto. And every time you try and go to grab for something, it's just like inches out of your reach. And it's kind of just irritatingly going, So you try and jump for one eventually. And that just unfortunately lands you back towards the start.
Do you want a hand?
Yes, please. A leg up would be appreciated.
I'll walk
Y'all
over
made
and
it
try
seem so
to
easy.
give her a boost.
Okay, you walk over and try and give her a boost. Go ahead and make the strength athletics with a modifier of +2. Yay! You managed to make your way out of the well with a little bit of scrambling here and there.
Thank you.
No worries.
It's the like dusting of rocks and stone that falls down below her.
And I'll follow after.
In normal form or in
Oh.
eagle form?
Normal form. I'm just gonna, as I'm about to get up, just look over to Cecilia and say, "You'll be good."
And you can see that she turns to you like a bit and like says, "That would be good." And you see that a bone is starting to stick out of her arm, like she's pulling one of her bones out of her own arm.
And she'll start climbing.
Appropriate response. Strength athletics.
And hopefully Rafik is also following.
You have.
Every time she says Rafik, for some reason I see this baboon Rafiki from The Lion King
Okay,
in my mind.
Arc 6. Like, honestly, you don't even need both hands to
Flies
get up
up.
here. You could just one hand rock climb this without an issue. But, you know, be safer. You use both hands and you make your way out of the well. And Rafik kind of just watches and goes, "Yeah, no, I think I'll take the ladder." And he walks the extra couple of feet to take the ladder. And
Cecilia looks at him with a bone sticking out, like, and she just shrugs.
continues to climb. All right, but eventually, after making his way up there, he dusts himself off and quickly rushes over into the alleyway where the well is to meet up with you.
As I get up, I'll sort of do a whistle and see if Batu is around.
Ajali, you are about halfway to the Painted Lady when you don't actually hear anything over the sound of the people going by and the carts and everything, but suddenly Batu's ears like perk up, and immediately Batu takes off back in the direction he came from.
Told you she'd be out soon. Continue my way.
Mhm.
Making
Like
my way.
15 seconds later, Batu like rips around a corner, knocks over a barrel that immediately shatters because it was rotten, breaks like a glass jar, and skids to a halt 5 feet away from you.
Oh, and I'll like sit down and do the hey buddy
Oh, happy scritches all
for a
around.
bit. All right, and then I will start heading to Painted Ladies as well.
Fantastic. Meanwhile, in a dark, dank cave with half a bone sticking out, what is Cecilia doing to herself? And I'm really,
She
really,
is-
really trying to avoid saying one thing.
She is crafting something, as the bone seems to be changing form as she's pulling it out as well, and blood seems to be almost unnaturally like dripping upwards along the bone and like shaping it differently as she keeps pulling it out. This probably would take an hour or so because I want to make it really ornate. So, should I describe everything I do during that hour?
I would love that very much, yes.
All right, I need to make a roll then.
Going.
I will spend the willpower as well. And I have to roll a dexterity craft.
Go on.
And let's see how that goes. That is good.
Very good. Is there two? There are 2 10s in there as well.
2 10s and there's 6.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is bodycraft, so that's 6. And then I used 1 for willpower that I didn't need apparently. So that's 7 in how good this becomes. I need 1 to succeed crudely. There is no scale of how good every extra success is, but I guess it's up to the storyteller to tell me how ornate or how good this becomes.
7 successes, a masterpiece of body crafting.
Alright. So she starts to pull out the bone, but the strange thing, if anyone was there looking, is that it keeps being able to pull it out longer and longer, much longer than the bone would be. And it's slowly shaping its form into a short sword. Basically, and you can see that it's very ornate all over, made of this bone, but having like this almost like a black tint as where the blood is. There's even also, she adds like poison cravings that you can poison on the blade, but it's disguised in the ornate runes on the blade. And also the hilt, she's pulling it out by the blade first. And then when it comes to the end, it also does the whole hilt thing and make it like an ornate with some form of maybe. What animal do I know Ayala like? Scorpion? Is that something you like? If I've ever seen
I
anything.
don't think Ajala ever mentioned any animals. I do think he likes serpents a lot.
All right. If then in that case she would have like this serpent-ish pommel thing to make it like fit his style as she completes the whole thing, and she pulls out like a fairly long short sword, and it is formed like a blade, and it's made of bone, and it has this more a mixture of white and black, so it's like black runes on the white blade. So instead of it is the normal metal blade, it's basically a white blade. But it is all the runes are sort of streaks of black that is being carved in by the blood, so to say. But it doesn't smell any blood of that, and it is extremely sharp as he takes it, swings it a little, and just tries to strike at the stone, and she just cleaves the stone with the blade. Like it made almost no resistance. And yeah, then she places it on the ground and thinks of, and how would I get a scabbard for this? As she would
just
pick
starts
it.
reaching back inside of herself. Well,
Yeah, I can't really. I
they're
won't
very
make
difficult.
Yeah, so she basically will look little in her bag, then she will place the sword in the bag, probably trying to put some cloth around it, and then she would head out. And she would use the ladder. She won't climb up some thing, and yeah. And she will be aiming to reach somewhere where she can buy some form of scabbard to this blade. And she would spend a lot
Okay.
of money on it because it should be matching. At least it won't be perfectly matching, but it should look nice.
Yeah, I would say going to some of the nighttime markets stalls in sort of the northern Christian quarter, where you guys don't often go a lot, past the Greek Orthodox partiturate. You could get a scabbard for probably about somewhere around 7 silver. That would look fairly closely and fairly ornately to what you're going for. But again, it won't be exact because they didn't exactly have the blade for reference to begin with.
Yeah, I understand. So, but yeah, I buy that for 7 silver, and yeah, we'll then put the blade inside it, I guess. And she'll probably be careful that she doesn't destroy the scabbard as she's sheathing it.
Fantastic. Well,
It's just,
as the blade is put into the scabbard, we are going to take our first break, and we will be back with more Children Cup. See you soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Children of the Cup. Picking up where we last left off, you've acquired a scabbard for the cost of 7 silver. At which point you will head where?
I would go somewhere where I can change, because I think I have the discreet clothing we used when we attacked Habiba, and I need to change into my, well, dress.
So are you gonna head to your dungeon or the Painted Lady to change?
That's a good question. I don't want to. Is there another tavern somewhere?
There are lots of taverns everywhere. Of course, you have your usual spot of the Slaughtered Ox. You have, or at least you know of in the city, there's the Wooden Ferret. There is the Rose Dew, which isn't too far from where you are in the Christian quarter at the moment where you bought the scabbard from. In fact, it's pretty much across the street from the Night Stalls. And also not too far from the Painted Lady, maybe around the corner, is the Willow's Whisper.
Is that still within our territory, Willow's Whisper?
No. The only establishments in your territory are Slaughtered Ox and Painted Lady, and I believe... Yeah, no, those are the only 2 in your territory.
And the other one around the corner, whose territory is that inside?
That one is in... It's not in... I believe it's in Persephone's territory.
Yeah, that's my fun. We didn't decide on where to meet up, right?
Painted Lady.
Okay, and what time was the party?
Midnight.
And what time is it now, if I spent an hour making the blade?
You've got like a good 30 minutes.
Yeah, I will go to the other inn in the Persephone's area, and I will get a room, and I will go there and change.
Okay, fantastic. So you only pay about 4 copper for the room.
Yeah. And then I will basically stay there until it's time to go to the Painted Lady.
Fantastic. While you are doing that, Chimeg and Rafik, out on the town, heading to the Painted Lady, yes?
Yeah, that's what I said, but I was actually thinking I would want to do some hunting, actually.
Okay. Are you going to take the 5 minutes necessary to go ahead and do a small ritual beforehand?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you want to just do that in a back alleyway, or do you want to find a specific, I can speak, specific place to do the ritual?
No, I think she will just find a suitable place and.
Okay. So you take about 5 minutes time doing a small ritual for the beginning of the hunt. And of course, Rafik will guard whatever alleyway you decide to do it in. And Batu will watch eagerly. But after those 5 minutes are done, what are you looking for? And are you going to stay in your territory or others?
In our territory. And she's not too picky tonight, actually. She's quite low and just wants. She's hungry.
Just need some nomes. All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make for me a perception alertness. Difficulty on this is going to be 5.
Eye for detail if that applies.
Sure. Okay. So with that, it doesn't take you long. Maybe another 4 or 5 minutes of looking around in various different alleyways within your territory. And you find a teenager with the messenger bag just hurriedly making their way through some of the alleyways. Just sort of pops unfortunately for them, into the alleyway that you happen to be in, and trips over some refuse that happens to be in there. Sort of takes some time out of their way to clean themselves up a bit, and giving you perfect access to their neck.
Alright, I will take it.
How many points would you like to take?
I'll just do 2.
And that'll go to 3 with efficient digestion, and I think it's a Jala who has the fucked up version of efficient digestion, which gives him 4. So only
Not
3
yet.
for you. Not yet? Okay. Alright. Fantastic. Are you
If
going
I
to do any
could
more hunting beyond that?
Yeah, if I feel like I have the time.
Well, you've only had, so you're still out at about an hour and 15 left before the party when you finish up with your messenger.
Alright. Yeah, then she would do some more hunting.
Okay, fantastic.
Hopefully, if she could get to full, that would be great, but I would need
What is your
2 to
target
3
number?
more.
2 to 3 more. Okay. In that case, I want you to make me your choice of either 2 to 3 more perception alertness checks. And I also want 2 to 3 stealth checks, depending on how many you want to make.
And stealth.
Oh my gosh. She's not here. She's in another city.
Rafik doesn't even know where you went. He kind of just like starts hanging around alleyways, thinking, eventually
Oh
she will show back
no!
up.
Wait, no, that's boosted still.
Oh, okay, all right.
I was
Gotcha.
like, how do I get that much die?
Okay, corrections minus the boosted. What are we looking at?
Should I reroll or?
Yeah. Still not bad. So, okay, yeah. So let's see, that'll be 9 more points of blood. And in your time of hunting, because you're not picky, you end up getting an older woman who's in like her late 40s who just got out of church service. You manage to pick off a nun, and also you manage to get another teenager who's sort of excitedly out on a night in the town, and has managed to get themselves quite fucked up on a couple of bottles of alcohol.
Perfect. Only for the party.
We'll say that leaves you with maybe about 55 minutes before the party.
Alright. Then she would head to the Painted Lady and basically clean up a bit and change into the dress that she got from Alexis.
Jala.
I just realized that Jala wasn't wearing silver armor.
No, because he had changed into the stealth robes.
Yeah. So he's going back to the inn to switch out from those and look for more party fit clothing, which he certainly doesn't have at this
What
point
does
yet.
a Jala consider party fit clothing?
He has no idea. He does know that there's like still probably somewhere a stack of silk which was bought in Aviv for that by Cecilia. But I don't think that has been turned into an outfit yet, as far as I remember at least.
Cecilia's turning it outfit of for herself, but I'm not sure.
I don't believe
What?
a Jala placed any orders for a outfit though.
No.
As in, he's probably going to look for that stack of silk somewhere,
Mhm.
like sort of take it and be like, okay, now this just. They're probably not going to have the time, and he's going to put it back since he's like, it was way too short notice.
As you're like sort of putting it back, there's like this very brief thought. Could wear it like a toga, as you put it back where it was.
Yeah, that will probably offend some of the Romans. he also thinks to himself. And then he's probably dressing up in something rather normal and just hastily making his way into the street. And before leaving, he sort of clenches his hand to the door seal or whatever you call it. He pulls himself back into the inn and he looks at Fat Man's like, do you happen to know where there's like a really fancy tailor anywhere nearby?
Yusuf Mori Muslim Quarter, northeast side.
Northeast, that's a bit far.
It's like a 25-minute walk.
I'll find it and I'll ask for directions and I'll
Sure, he
I'll
gives
take
you
the risk
directions.
running into the Muslim Quarter. I need clothes.
Sure, absolutely. Ajala goes to run into the Muslim Quarter, and go ahead and make me a... Okay, what is your preferred method of making your way into the Muslim Quarter without attracting extreme amounts of attention?
Since I'm wearing something normal, probably through the busy streets, just as another person.
Sure, okay. In that case, go ahead and make for me... Appearance stealth.
Stealth.
And this is where the DM suddenly remembers, oh wait, Ajala has an appearance of 5. So actually, make appearance stealth. You're going to take away 2 dice from your roll because you're fucking stunning.
Hood? Question mark?
Not necessarily.
I'm looking for stealth. Oh, there it is. Modifiers -2, difficulty 6. I'm gonna assume.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna willpower this.
Okay,
2 successes.
gotcha.
2 ones
Right.
in there, of course.
Good to
I
know.
will sort of keep an eye out for any potential danger, whether it be werewolf or Muslim, which sounds very
Perception
racist.
awareness. I hate to break it to you, but you're surrounded, my guy. Muslims everywhere.
Yeah. 6 successes.
6 successes.
plus
Holy
10.
fuck.
Would be 8 successes if my speciality comes into play.
Which one?
Low light vision.
God damn it. Alright. So, with that many successes, you would manage to catch eyes not on a particular individual of Muslim descent or of werewolf descent, but instead you would catch wind of a stony figure flying over the night sky in the direction of Temple Mount.
Close first, close first, close first, close first, and he continues down the street. Some
Sure.
curiosity is killing him, but yeah, close first.
Eventually, you do make it to the clothing store unaccosted. And what you come to find is it's not so much a store in the traditional sense. What you are expecting is 100% a building with 4 walls, a door, and a fancy sign. Instead, what you get is more of a bizarre market type setup where there is probably a good 3... The space that 3 buildings would normally take up has been cleared out entirely. Instead, these beautiful silk sheets have been put up on stakes that sit maybe about 8.5 feet above you. And there are these various different racks of clothing. There's sort of this open air stall where there's this group of 4 women who are working away at this particular set of cloth that they are making into a beautiful dress at the moment. There is also an individual in these deep royal purples, sort of the deep royal purples that you would expect of the Byzantine Empire, sort of fancifully dressed with a bit of a twirl mustache, making his way around the stalls, talking to individuals who seem to come by and show interest in any of the clothing on the racks.
Good evening.
His eyes immediately dart over towards you once you say good evening. Good evening! How are you? Ooh, you are If I were to place you somewhere, I would say Nubian, but not just any. Looking at your features, you are unique, fascinating. Perhaps royalty?
Quite sure I'm not royalty. However, I do have a party tonight and I have nothing to wear yet.
What
Could
sort of
you-
party are we looking at?
Lots of important people are going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not great at this. Any
Oh, that's
suggestions?
fine. I think your looks will quite make up for quite a bit of it. You'll get away with several of the maidens at this party, I am assured. And I think you would do even better if we could get you... What are you, a size 8?
He just goes like,
Come with me, and he drags you
exactly.
away towards a number of different clothing. And if you want to, you can go ahead and describe a style of clothing that you think would fit Ajala in this moment, if someone fancy were dressing him up in your eyes.
I'm thinking something in the lines of a dark blue or a dark indigo silks with a golden trim, at the very least, and perhaps he will ask if that is possible for a lining in red on the inside.
I believe we can... I don't have anything with lining in the red already made, but we can do a little bit of a custom job. It'd take me about 15 minutes, and you'd be all set.
So, yeah, if that is doable in 15 minutes, it will probably be something in dark blue silks with a gold trim and a red inside. Yeah.
Fantastic. It will cost
red
you
is the
a
color.
grand sum total of 11 gold.
11 gold. Oh shit. He probably didn't bring any of the temporary resources from the inn. Oof. He's got 5 gold on him.
How do you want to play this?
Ooh. Getting back and forth is gonna take a small hour. 15 minutes. So by that time he's late.
What's wrong, darling? You seem to be contemplating something. Is there something I could help you with?
Yes, I could get the rest of the gold, but it's gonna take me 50 minutes to get back here, then it's gonna take me that long to get to the party. I'm gonna be late if I do that.
Yourself, perhaps an establishment that would be willing to take the cost for you in the meantime.
Oh, absolutely, the Painted Lady.
Fatma.
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say so? He's a very, very, very good... We're cousins. Either
Oh,
way...
that's why he recommended I'd come here.
Yes, of course. If you had just stated that, what do you have on you, darling?
Currently, he just empties his pouch on the table, which is 5 gold, 5 silver, 30 copper.
That will do for now. I will go to Fatma and see if I can get the rest at a later date.
Thank you very much.
Thank Fatma.
I will, for certain.
Either way, have a lovely evening at your party, wherever it may be.
Thank you. You have a lovely evening too. And he sort of scampers off.
Toodaloo!
Bye.
Alright, and you're gonna make your way back to the Painted Lady to meet up with everyone, or do you have somewhere else you want to go first?
He's not wearing the outfit yet, so he's going back to the Painted Lady with that. Then he'll switch into that, and then he'll hopefully meet up with the rest there.
Okay, fantastic. Cassandra.
Cassandra is going to go to Coffee and get all the gifts that she sorted out.
Okay, fantastic. Is there anything you'd like to say to Kofi while you're there, or do you want to drag him along to the party, anything like that?
she will not be dragging him along to the party.
That's quite
Usual
unfortunate.
asking him how he is doing and thanking
Doing quite
him
well,
for
doing quite
everything
well.
he's been up to lately. Yeah.
I'm doing a bit of furniture shopping for the house.
And how is it going?
Ooh, it is going well. Although I'm still looking for a good carpenter for a new dining room table. The last one was cracked, apparently.
Oh,
That dining room
Look,
table's
was-
gonna see things.
I look forward to seeing it there. Oh, can you maybe grab? Remember the one of those pots, the one with the Greek art style?
Ah,
I think I
yes.
might grab- Yes, please.
All of them, or just the one?
How big are they? Would it be so much she could
They're-
bring along herself to the party, or
They're like
They-
you'd have to hold one with two hands, honestly, comfortably. I mean, well, you are a child of the cup, though. You could probably one hand hold one by the lip.
that's one for show, and we'll send the other one later. And the she did also ask for the alchemy recipe to be transcribed from the book.
Which
I know it's
do
not- I-
have partially done. It's the last few pages I haven't gotten done, but I can write the last few pages on another piece of work and send that to whoever is being gifted it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Did you try any of the dragon fruit for yourself? I'm curious about it too, I must admit.
It was weird. Good? Weird? Sort of in between both.
I think they'll enjoy it. And shall we look at the alchemy set as well? Just a once over.
Oh, you have a look over it, and it is a fantastically kept set. You're probably going to have to transfer a portion of it by cart because that is a lot of things to carry as a single person.
That's fine. There's just a little bit for the party, and then the bulk of it will arrange.
Fantastic.
It's more like the gesture of it. Cool. Thank you for sorting all this out.
Right, no problem. Unfortunate that I can't also go to said party. I'd love to make some acquaintances with the people here, I guess. Not here.
Maybe one day. Just what can I say? I worry some nobility will steal your heart. And she'll just give him a wink, and then she'll stroll on off to go and get ready.
Okay. You go ahead and stroll on.
Yeah.
So, any last minute arrangements beyond that you want to get done? Just double checking.
She'll want to bring all that stuff to the painted lady. Get changed. Probably eat a heart or two. How much blood is a heart worth?
These are the preserved ones, right? So, should be 4 dots.
Eat one of those, and I'm on that full. Again, do a sweep, see if there's any notes or anything left for me. And how much time have we got left after that?
With all the running around, you'd probably have somewhere around the 30 to 45 minute range.
Do I have enough time to hop on over to Alexis's and come back?
No, not without being fashionably late.
Fashionably late is alright.
Okay.
Maybe not. She'll do that.
Okay, so you hop on in that direction. Clarification, I know you're heading to Alexis's. Which of the residences?
Depends on how busy the street is.
Very.
And if she think okay, so does she feel she can slip into his house without being noticed?
Not at
Okay,
least by common folk. When it comes to the people of other persuasion, perception, awareness, difficulty 7.
Perception, awareness, difficulty 7. Oh, sorry, I did 6 instead of 7. Darn it. Wait a minute, I did that. Okay, that was still fine anyway. Cool.
Oh yeah, you're totally fine. It was at 10, 8, and 7. So yeah, you think you could slip in, just fine. You'd probably still be seen by some of the common folk, but nothing supernatural.
That's fine. It was more like, yeah. It's better to be in a crowd than if there's only 2 people on the street, they would obviously notice, so that's better for her. So yeah, she'll slip on in.
You would get into his abode, unfortunately to find it pretty darn empty, except for a very, very, very curious Lucius, who is staring you down temporarily, and then sort of just goes in a couple circles and lays back down in his bed.
She'll give him some scritches, but she will check that that dress that she wore that apparently has pockets. After he mentioned that.
It does indeed have pockets that you did not know were there.
And that was inside him.
Yeah, inside of them you would find 1 key, an extra 10 gold, and also you would find a line of beads that look like pearls, but are definitely not pearls. They don't feel like pearls.
Is that okay? Is it like a bracelet or jewelry?
Nope, it's
like,
just a
what is
long
this
string
thing?
that's tied from one end to the other.
So you kind of tie it up yourself?
Maybe.
Okay, yeah, she'll pocket those,
Sure.
and then quickly go over, see if he's in his usual space behind the butcher shop.
You go over to the shop. Also not there.
Okay. Then she'll head back to the Paint Lady.
You get the red hot glares of a butcher as you walk out the door.
That's fine. She'll again refer to him by name and hope that he has a lovely night.
Just casually starts butchering the leg of a pig. Staring you daggers. Alright, and then you're going to head straight back to the Painted Lady, or with knowing that you're going to be fashionably late, do you want to try and plan to intercept them on the way there?
How fashionably late?
Like 10 minutes.
She'll intercept them on the way there.
Yeah.
She's carrying lots of stuff, it won't look too bad.
There you go. Fantastic. Making our way back over to the Painted Lady, the 3 of the rest of you have changed into appropriate wear, gotten yourselves cleaned up, and are ready to head out for a night of adventure when the time comes that you're all supposed to meet. And then it gets like 5 minutes after, and still one of you is still not here.
Maybe something has happened.
Hope not.
But yeah, like something happens on the part to use this weapon, and she hands over the short sword to him.
When he probably would realize this is bone, right?
Would you pull it out of the scabbard?
I guess the hilt looks a bit bony,
Sure.
I guess? It
Yeah.
looks like a bone hilt, at least.
At the very least.
When he sees the bone-made hilt, he's sort of already suspicious, so he slowly unseats it.
Question actually about the short sword. Does it have a crossguard? And if so, in what style?
It has a crossguard. It's probably a little shorter. It's still gonna follow the same. It's basically the tail of the serpent on the thing that goes back and forth. So it looks almost like it would be really hard to carve because it's made like in one piece. That you can't almost not make these things. So that is, but it's not the full length crossguard, but it's like a half length from a normal short sword.
Fantastic. You would begin to pull the blade, and you would begin to see its elegance of bone.
And all the black details, so like runes and stuff on the blade. Well, not the runes. They look like runes, but they're not really runes.
Well, I was going to ask, do the runes at all look familiar in any way?
No, they just ornate. It's no language in it. But yeah. And she will like it. It is very sharp.
I am gonna. When she says it's very sharp, I am gonna test that. Like,
Okay. Keep in
I've
mind
got
you are
some hair on my
assumedly...
arm, probably.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try and shave my arm a little and just be probably really surprised that actually works.
Yeah, so the technical side of the blade, it is sharp enough to cause aggravated damage. So that's how sharp he will notice the blade is. I don't know if he hurt himself or not, but if he just tried to shave hair, it's probably fine.
Yeah, you get a very close shave.
So this is what you were doing?
Yes. It's crafted with a piece of me.
I'm gonna assume this is not as brittle as bone usually is.
No, it's at least as sturdy as a normal metal sword is. I haven't tested it, but it cuts better than steel. And it will not rot. She says that she will look back out, trying to look for Cassandra, I guess,
Mhm.
through the window. Oh, and she was still speaking, and that's just say, there are markings on the blade for poison that I know that you like to use. Well, you know what kind of poison I'm referring to.
Yeah, Thank you.
She still looks away, like she's not looking at you. She doesn't really respond when you say thank you.
You catch like a very brief glimpse of Cassandra. She's like going through the main thoroughfare and like takes a look at the painted lady, looks up into the sky to like judge the time, and then looks back and forth, and then quickly continues in the direction of the party.
Cassandra's outside. She's coming over.
Yeah, we should follow. And Jala sees the sword again and gets up. He'll be trying to strap it to his side, and he will probably strap it in the sense that you would a Shinken and a shorter sword in Japanese style, like the combo with the dagger of the Simulcata as the shorter one, and then the short sword next to it.
Okay. Alright. Interesting method.
Probably high in the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And is Ajala an individual who, when wearing his swords, wears it sort of tighter or looser?
The sword will be more tight. Like, he will probably try and find a space through the sash of his belt to make sure that it's stuck well in there.
Okay, fantastic.
What are we doing with the glowy sword, by the way?
Sorry?
What are we doing with the glowy sword?
Keep it hidden.
Don't unsheath it.
Think maybe I'll give it to Rafik for now.
I mean, yes, you could give it to me, but I don't see exactly what I would... Never mind. I will gladly accept your glowy sword.
Well, don't use it unless people are literally dying.
I would assume not to. I have other weapons.
Yeah, even
Plus,
if
I'm
fighting
more of
can't
a
use them.
saber sort of guy, you know.
Actually, don't take it out of the scabbard at all if you can help it.
I could
It might
stow it away
stop
somewhere
running.
if you wanted. I mean, I'm not going, right?
No.
So yeah, I'm gonna be bored at home anyways.
Better that than drained at the party.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, hold on to it for now.
Okay.
Just make sure no one gets to it, I guess.
Ajala, do you know where Kat is?
I haven't seen her yet, so no.
Okay.
She might be at a room. Or she's out gathering information, I don't know.
Got you. Okay. Great. You know, I was just thinking maybe we could tell her to watch over the place. That you
From
were
the
going
outside,
to,
you mean?
Yeah, like chill out on the roof or something. Whatever it is that thieves do. When they're like, scoping out the place.
I just ask out loud, cat?
Sure. A couple of people turn in your direction.
No,
They
she's
look
not
around for a cat under the table. One of
Try
them
her
goes,
room.
"No,
and-
man, I don't see a cat."
Perhaps try her rooms, and I guess if she's up for it, sure.
All right, yeah. Okay. And Rafik makes his way upstairs.
Right.
Is Batu coming along?
No, he'll also
Okay.
stay here.
So Fatma will kind of raise up a hand and say, "I'll get a bowl." Is Batu drink or just normal water?
Drink what?
Alcohol. Like,
The bar,
you
after
know,
all.
No. No, not that often, no.
it's not Canis.
Very true. Very true. I'll take care of Batu. Don't worry. What?
Right.
Run along. Don't go.
Before we completely lose track of Cassandra.
Three of you head out the door. Not far behind Cassandra. Okay. So. Interesting. Oops. You guys all... assumedly, you guys rush to, catch up with Cassandra. So that you all arrive as one group. But, with a bit of travel... Eventually you find yourself in a very particular portion of the Muslim Quarter. Go ahead and make me perception awareness checks at difficulty 6 and perception alertness checks at difficulty 5.
$25. Four and 6.
Okay,
Or did I do that?
Shemag, pay attention as which one?
The first one was alertness, and the second one was awareness.
Gotcha. All right.
But what was the difficulty of the awareness one? Because
Awareness was 6. Alertness was 5.
It's the same amount.
Yeah.
Gotcha, fantastic. Collectively as a group, what you guys would end up seeing is there are quite a few carriages, carts, very, very expensive looking, well-kept and well-groomed horses, and oddly enough a reindeer all hitched to various different posts along the street that leads up to the area. There are quite a few of the horses have unique coat of arms. Some of them showing in certain places the symbols that you have seen for the marks of territory. With the symbols that you guys know, you would notice Restusi. You would notice Mara. And you would actually notice also Persephone's mark on some of the horses. And there are a number of other horses that have identifying marks on them that you are completely unaware of. A lot of them actually, at least from the angle that you're approaching, would have marks that involve the crescent moon and a star, indicating that they are probably of the Muslim faction. There are only two that quite obviously have the Star of David, and dozens of others that you have no recollection as to exactly who they might belong to or what religion they fall under, if at all, as you approach. And as you get to the front doors of the establishment and they open, there's the wonderful sounds of drifting music coming from a back room, and a horde of people talking, drinking from silver and bronze goblets, all of whom's eyes fall upon you as the doors open. And that is where we are going to end this episode for Children of the Cup. And we will come back next episode with the official party as things get a little wild. Thank you all so much for coming out. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And we hope to see you on the next episode of Children of the Cup. Uh-oh. As my computer just froze. Yay! Fun.
That was magical timing.
Yeah, it was. So yes, we hope to see you on the next episode of Children of the Cup. Hopefully nowhere near as long as last time. We don't want any more month-long breaks. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But we will see you next time. Adios.
Bye-bye.